Welcome to Cutting Edge.
Today we will take you all the way to Mexico to try the best of Mexican food, carnitas, that literally means little meats.
Which inherently is Mexican pulled pork, and we will show you our version.
Bear with us, because that will take some time.
I have here 4 kilos of beautiful pork neck, and as you can see here, very dark colored meat. This means that this is from a local farm here in Greece where it's been running around in the mountains eating oregano and thyme and having a blast. So we're gonna get a good meal out of this. I have here 3 squeezed oranges and 3 limes with 1 tablespoon of sea salt that we're gonna inject it with. And granted, this is an experiment because usually we would do this just with water. But since we are doing carnitas, we thought it would be a good idea to give it some flavor from the inside.
Look how it inflates.
Yeah. That looks funny, actually. It grows. For the rub, we have this spice mix. We have here a teaspoon of cumin, chipotle, garlic powder, crushed coriander seeds, and cinnamon, a tablespoon of sea salt, and black pepper. And that's what we're gonna shake it up here. Just with the lid. This is the easiest way to make your rubs, actually. There we go. Nicely mixed. And then we're gonna give it a coating here, but we're only gonna apply this on the top because it's a bone-in neck, so there's no point in putting rub on the downside. Traditionally, this would be cooked in big pots of lard. We have chosen to do it on our pellet smoker. Obviously, you can use any smoker you might have. We have let it sit for about 10 minutes so the rub has set. And now it's ready to go on the barbecue. I'm going to put it down here like this nicely. And we're going to add in a thermometer in this thickest part. Like that. Close that up. The setup we're running here today is cherry wood pellets, which pairs very nicely with pork. And we are doing it hot and fast, so we're running at 140 degrees Celsius. If you want to do it low and slow, you would set it down to 110 and let it go for more hours. But the target we're looking for here is an internal temperature of 65 to 70 degrees Celsius before we wrap it. 1.5 hours in, it's time to take a look. Ooh, that looks good. But look, getting dry now, the bark is setting really nice. So now it's time to give it a little bit of a spritz. I have here 50% apple cider vinegar and water, and we're going to spritz it down to add some moisture to the surface. It's going to be a great cook. And we let it go, let's say, another hour before we check in again. We reached a core temperature of 65 degrees, so let's check on our pork and how the bark is looking. It's firmed up perfectly. It's time to get it out and get it wrapped. You know the trick with the gloves, because you cannot take this. It's too big to take with tongs. Here we go. Out like that. And now we're ready to get for the wrapping. That smells really good. Give this a sniff. It's like, wow.
Yeah, that's true.
For our bracing liquid, I have here the juice of 5 oranges and 2 limes that we're going to add to the bottom of the pan, like this. And then we're going to add a beer, local Mamos from Patras in Greece. Very good Pilsner, by the way. 1, maybe 2 beers, depending. We will see how much it goes on the side. I think 1 is going to do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Let me see. It could take, I think, 1 more. Easy.
Okay. Let's give it 2 then.
I like to
We
have
want
a lot
some.
of juice.
Yeah, true. It's nice to have some.
Yes.
Because now we are at 65 degrees. Now we're going to continue cooking until late 90s, 97, 98, and then we're going to render out all the fat.
No spices?
No, we don't need. There is plenty of spice in the rub for the liquid. Both salt and pepper. There is no reason to go for extra spices. And anyway, when we fry up the carnitas, we're going to add some spices to the pan. So let's get this closed snugly and get it back on the grill. Like this. And then we're going to put our temperature probe back in so we can monitor. And then I'm going to crank up the temperature to 160. There we go. We reached the core temperature of 97, so let's check how we're doing. And actually what I'm looking for here is not as much the temperature as the feel, how this is feeling. And it's like, this is like softened butter, you know, it's really, really tender. That's what we're looking for. Now, it's time to get it out of here so we can let it rest for, let's say, half an hour. Let's see how we did. And be careful here because even though it rested, it's still very steamy. Oops, there we go. Wow, it smells amazing. And it looks beautiful.
I like the sauce, it's plenty.
That's good. Now I'm gonna shred out some chunks here. And we don't want to shred it too fine because we want to make it into, like, let me get my tongs here. We want to make it into carnitas. So we take out some chunks to move them to our pan. Oh, this is beautiful. I mean, shredding apart like it's nothing. This is...
It does fall apart, though.
Completely.
Very, very soft.
No.
And that's
what we're going to need. And the beauty about this is, now you can leave this as a whole. You can shred it into pulled pork. You can make it into chunks like this. For carnitas, you can freeze it. It freezes so well. But for now, we are going to make some really nice tacos. First, we need to crispen up our meat in some of the braising liquid. And that's also the way they traditionally do it in Mexico. After they are finished boiling the pork in lard, then they crispen them on a cast iron pan and then serve them. And yes, it is a cast iron pan, thin-walled, and the best pan you can buy for a humane amount of money. I'm not sponsored on this one, but it's from Kraut Cookware and excellent product. When the liquid has evaporated and your meat starts getting these crunchy parts here, when we turn it over, look there, that's what you want to see. Then we are ready to warm up some tortillas. Beautiful. We use our flat top for that. Have it running on low heat here so they don't burn the breads. Just give them a little bit here.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. The tortillas are warm.
Yeah.
Here you go. One for you, one for me.
I want the baby one.
Okay, let me give you some of this.
Thanks.
There you go.
So we have here the pico de gallo, guacamole, cilantro.
And my favorite, pink pickled onions.
You can find the links below for all of these condiments.
Yeah.
I don't want your onion.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I want it, and I want some guacamole because that's very good.
I'm a fan of the pico de gallo and the guacamole. I like them
a little bit
together,
extra
actually.
cilantro here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll give it a squeeze of lime.
Ooh.
Just a little bit extra here.
Me also.
Here
Thanks.
you go. Just a little bit. And let's give this a try. That is a very good version of pulled pork. The Mexicans, they have a good idea here.
Well, they know to eat good in Michoacan.
That's for sure.
But we have to do once the other pulled pork, you know, the simple one.
True. Obviously, we will make an episode on that. But this with the lime and the orange juice is not overpowering. It's not fruity, the meat in any way, but it gives a nice, a really nice aroma.
Freshness. I love it. It's perfect. But we love pulled pork anyway. Either way.
You gotta try this. You can make it in the oven. You don't need a smoker. Do it in the oven, in a rastra, no problem.
Rastra, you know that's a Greek word.
Sorry for that.
In the, how you call it in
Dutch
English?
oven.
In the Dutch oven.